Hello, everyone. It's been a while. It's been a very long while. And if you saw the title of this video, you know that it is about the Star Wars series, The Acolyte. Normally, when I do a video like this far, like this far in to a show, well, this far away from the premiere of the show, it's usually to capitalize on the algorithm, try to get in there before the second season of the show comes out. But if you know anything about The Acolyte, about that show, that there is no second season coming because the show got canceled. And I've been wanting to make this video for a while. Now, it's not like that I have just now figured out that the show is the show's been canceled. I knew the show had been canceled, right around the same time we all figured out the show had been canceled. Which sucks because I was looking forward to the second season of that show, because near the end of that show, because at the end, I think it might have been in the last episode, they teased Darth Plagueis, who is, if you paid attention to the prequels, Darth Plagueis is the Sith that trained Darth Sidious. Darth Plagueis at that time would have been under Darth Tenebris, if I'm pronouncing these names correctly, Darth Tenebris, and now he's looking for his own apprentice, so him and his apprentice can overthrow Darth Tenebris. So they can overthrow him, and then that'll be like the power of two. Now, of course, we know in the lore that that wasn't going to work, and then he would eventually find Palpatine and train him. But it would have been interesting to watch how that turned out with him and with May and the other guy, I forgot that name, with her master, because how that show ended. How the show ended was that he basically went with the other sister because she was the one that passed the test, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, the reason I want to talk about the show is because I thought it was a good show. I thought it was very interesting. We got a really cool Star Wars. We got a really cool Star Wars mystery happening. And was the show perfect? No, but nothing's perfect. I mean, you ever seen Back to the Future? People poke holes in Back to the Future. That's a great movie. That's a great series, and people poke holes in that. So it's nothing is perfect. Nothing. It just comes down to, does the good here outweigh the bad? And when it comes to the acolyte, in my opinion, the good did outweigh the bad. You know, I thought it was a good mystery. Um, it did not deserve all of the anti-woke hate it got because the showrunner was gay. Um, and I think like one of the actresses was her partner. It didn't deserve that. It didn't deserve any of that. Um, I thought we got a really good mystery. Oh, the guy that played, oh man, the guy from Squid Games. He did a great job. I thought that was great. Watching, like, seeing him in like an American produced show coming off of Squid Games. That was great. Like what was he? He was coming off like the first season, I think, of the show. Like right before season 2 premiered. They did, and then my opinion, this show was it was great writing, great acting, like everything. We got we got this. We got the first live action like the first live action scene with someone bleeding a kyber crystal, which is awesome. That's the first time it's ever happened in live action. We got that. We got to see some classic characters show up in this. We got, like I said, it was a great mystery, like different points of views. You're not sure what actually happened. I guess it kind of leaves it up to you. It kind of leaves it up to you to like put all the different versions of what happened that night together to be like okay, so what was the truth? Like this was, were they not being as, because the way he saw it was that they were being held, they might have been held there against their will, and it wasn't as much of a loving environment as they might have thought, or is their point of view correct? It was a good place to live, and then the Jai kind of come in and just fucked all that up, or did are they all, it's like whose point of view is correct? Like which aspects of the story are correct and which ones are false? And it leaves it up to you to figure that out. The guy that played the Sith, the guy that was in the helmet, I didn't know this, that was the guy that played Jason on The Good Place. That was the same actor. I was like, when I found that out, I was like, wait, that's him? Like, holy shit, I didn't even recognize, like, he is not recognizable in this role. Like, holy shit. But it was good. He did a good job playing a bad guy. Like, I didn't realize that was him. Makes me wonder if that was him doing his doing his own lightsaber fighting. Like it probably wasn't. It was probably a stunt double. But it'd been cool if that was him in some of that. Again, I think there's like it was pretty cool. It was like it was this movie Rashomon. They were they drew inspiration for they drew like inspiration from for like parts of the writing because like everyone has their own point because like the characters like different characters have like different point of views of the same event, but like not everyone's point of view matches up, you know. And they took inspiration from that movie to make to make the show to make parts of the show. It was great. I thought it was great, and it's like in the way it ended on this big cliffhanger. It was like, oh great, it'd be really great to see what's going to happen in season 2. There is no season 2. There's not going to be a season 2, unfortunately. I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen the show continue and turn into something. You know, maybe or maybe just do like, you know, you could just ended it at 2 seasons like they did with Andor. Andor only did Andor only did 2 seasons. Like they wrapped that show up in 2 seasons. I would have, you know, they should have done more. I think it's like, it sucks that like the viewer numbers, and I think like the main reason it got canceled was because of the view numbers weren't high enough. Like not enough people were watching it. Which I think might have in my opinion, I think that might have had something to do with most of like the anti woke bullshit. People talking shit about the movie, people talking shit about the show, people talking shit about the show because of all that, and then just saying it's not good, and then maybe more people on top of that just and then like take and then like you know they take their word for it. People are saying this is bad because of all of this, and then they just take their word for it and they don't give it a chance, which might have contributed to a lot to like the failing of the show, which sucks because yeah, like I said, it was a good show. It's a good show. You should have gave it a shot. It's still on there. It's still on Disney Plus. You can, if you got Disney Plus, you can go there and watch it. Watch it for yourself. See if you like it. Don't take anyone else's word for it. If you're interested in something, go watch it for yourself, and then see if you like it, because you might like it. And if you do watch, if you give it a chance and you hate it, and then you can say, well, at least I gave it a shot. I didn't really like it, but I tried it, and then recommended it based on, and then like talk about it based on that. don't talk about it based on like secondhand information you're getting from someone else. Yeah. I had a I had a friend. I know a guy at work. When this show came out, we were talking about it, and he didn't like it, and he is probably one of the most anti-woke people I've ever met in my life, and he basically just didn't like the show because like I don't even think he got past like the first couple of episodes on the show because of the witches, and it was like, and he was like, oh, he saw all of that, and he was like, yeah, now fuck this woke shit, and then he never watched it. And I think we were talking about it. It was like one of the things he said. I remember, like he said, we like people don't like they don't fucking get it. They should just let Star Wars be Star Wars. And then it's like in my head I'm like, you don't know what the fuck that means. That when Star Wars is a kids movie from the 70s. When George Lucas created Star Wars, it was for kids. It's essentially a kids movie. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that. A lot of people have forgotten that Star Wars was initially made for kids. We all, guys my age, we all have good memories of Star Wars because we were kids when we saw it. And at some point, then somewhere down the line, a lot of people have forgotten that. Like you will never meet anybody. You will never meet people who missed out on Star Wars when they were a kid and then tried to watch it as an adult and then liked it. You will never meet that person. How I Met Your Mother kind of explained this really well in an episode they did. I think Ted was dating that doctor, and she had never seen Star Wars. Actually, 2 episodes they did. They did like 2 episodes about this, and it was like she had never seen Star Wars. So he's like, I'm going to show you Star Wars. And then he shows her Star Wars, and she doesn't get it. She hates it. She's like, I don't understand this movie at all. This makes no sense. And then like his friend, the tall guy, I forgot his name. The guy Jason Segel plays on the show. He had to explain it to her, like, this movie, he really loves this movie. He watches this movie like all the time. Like, this is like, if you can't, you gotta try to like this movie. He watches it when he's sick. He watches it when he's having a bad day. He watches it when he's having a good day. He watches it all the time. You gotta get that. The second episode was when Barney was dating that girl, and she said she had seen Star Wars, but she had said she had seen Star Wars but didn't like it. And he took that to mean that, wait a minute, like, she might be older than she actually is. Okay, because when kids see Star Wars, they love Star Wars. They think the Ewoks are cute because it was made for kids. Adults at the time, if you see Star Wars as an adult and you see the Ewoks, you think they're annoying. So she saw so she so she saw so she saw Star Wars. When I think she saw Star Wars, it means she was older than a certain age. So it means my girlfriend is older than I think she is. And then he finds out later, it's like, no, I didn't see Star Wars till like 2 years ago. And he's like, oh. Yeah. So How I Met Your Mother kind of did a really good job explaining the point I'm trying to make right now. It's a kid's movie. So, like, yeah, mature Star Wars. They can do mature Star Wars for, like, the kids that grew up into adults. Because if you saw season 2 of Andor, there was an attempted SA scene, and I thought, like, I had no idea what was going on at first when I was seeing that. I'm thinking I'm watching that scene. I'm thinking like these two people are fighting each other. I'm like, oh, they're just fighting, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then about halfway in, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's happening here? Like, what the fuck's going on here? Because I thought they were just fighting. Yeah. So yeah, you can do mature Star Wars. You can make Star Wars for like the older crowd. But Star Wars is a kids movie. It's a kids property. Always has been. So making like kiddie making something that's a kiddie or funny or anything like that, it's for kids. Now the Acolyte is an example of making like a bit more mature Star Wars. But then if you see Skeleton Crew, that's for kids. That was definitely made for kids. But I think adults can enjoy it too. And I remember when I told him that, like, Skeleton Crew was made for kids, he was like, oh. I'm like, yeah, because that's Star Wars, man. It's like, that's Star Wars. That's what Star Wars is. It's a kids property. So that every time saying let Star Wars be Star Wars means it's for kids, means it means let it be for kids and not for adults. But then every time they do something that is for kids, all the adults complain. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and it's like just do. And another thing I can say to them is like, just say to Disney is like, just do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. If people hate it, they hate it. If they don't, they don't. Don't try to listen too much to the fans, because the fans don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know what they want. They have forgotten what Star Wars is. So don't listen to them. Also, I would like to point out a shout out. I made a video years ago called "Shut the Fuck Up, Star Wars." It's basically how much I hate Star Wars fans, and that has not changed at all. I still hate Star Wars fans. You people fucking suck, and I hate all of you. Yeah. And this is coming from a Star Wars fan. Yeah, I count myself as a Star Wars fan, but I hate the fucking fandom. I hate the fandom. I hate everyone in it. I don't want anything to do with you. then finding out that oh great, like the fan, like great, there's a huge majority of the fan base that's anti woke. What a fucking surprise there. It makes me hate you more. And this is also the same fan base that wrote racist, hateful tweets to, I don't know that actress's name, from The Force Awakens, the Asian lady. They basically harassed her so much that she had to leave the movie, which is like, there's that fan base again, being assholes. You know. Yeah. So like, and then it's like you don't know when you got something good. You get something good and you don't know you have it, and you just shit all over it. And then this is in case with the acolyte. You shit all over it, and now we don't have it anymore. Well, not like you care. That's what you didn't want it, but I wanted it. There's probably a bunch of other people that wanted it. I wanted to see where season 2 was gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm starting to ramble. I'm getting the ramble. I'm gonna wrap it up. The Acolyte was a good show. I loved it. It was an interesting like mystery that we got. A mystery show about that an interesting mystery show with murder, intrigue. It was expanding the lore of the universe. I'm pretty sure it was canon. It was set in the High Republic. It's set in the High Republic era. We don't get very many Star Wars stories set in the High Republic era. So that's like, you do something like that. It's like, oh, that's cool. We don't see that very often. So I want to see more of that. I want to see more High Republic era stories. Okay. If I had to rate this thing, I would have given this like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't perfect. There was like some wonky things in there. Like when they're fighting, after the Wookiee gets killed, the guy shows up and they're fighting, and then and there's this one shot where all you can see are the lightsabers in the background, and it's like you can see his lightsaber, and he's clashing with a couple of other lightsabers, but then all the other lightsabers are there and they're waving around, but they're not doing anything. That was a bit weird. That looked a bit weird. But but I feel like that type of stuff was so few and far in between that it didn't really matter. And everything else was great. So, 9 out of 10. I think Disney should reconsider not doing a second season of that show. I think they should do I think they should do a second season. Something. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe make an Acolyte movie. No, they're not going to do that. I know they're not going to do that. Maybe do another show or something. Maybe do a mini series. Do like a short mini series and see how that does, and then maybe it was like, oh, this worked, so let's make another full season. I don't know. check out the 2 seasons of Andor. That show was great. And check out Skeleton Crew, because that was another great one. Jude Law was great in that. Okay, and with that, it's another one of these things in the can. My name is Man of Lawful. Go to my channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and hit that like button, hit that dislike button, write a comment, tell me I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. Because Star Wars fans love doing that bullshit. I'm going to end this with I fucking hate all of you. All Star Wars fans, I fucking hate